the management commits to provide for contingent or contingency liability in supplementary 1. That is the budget that we intend to do in the supplementary. But Chair, I had a problem with making the presentation on that, which I'll come to. Let me look at the second.
Let's first deal with the first one. The first one,
the county executive to make
is not. How would you make that provision in your supplementary budget? I thought this is an issue of disclosure in financial statements. What does the supplementary budget have to do with it?
The recommendation, that's why I had a problem. The county executive to make a provision in its budget for contingency liability in respect of legal fees pursuant to Regulation 25, Sub-Regulation 2, Paragraph E of the Public Finance Management County Governments Regulation 2015. Now, the issue, the challenge I had was when you look at the audit issue. The audit issue is very specific, about 50,326,000, which was utilized for payment for legal services. However, what the auditor observed, the fee notes provided for audit did not indicate the nature of work done for the amount claimed. So when the recommendation is made about contingency liability, I failed to appreciate.
No, they are quite related, Governor. As you know, contingent liabilities are defined as a possible obligation that arises from past events and whose existence will be confirmed only by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future events, not wholly within the control of the entity, and some of the contingent liabilities may arise from litigation in progress, etc. So the prudential guideline or guidance of the committee is that if you have litigation in progress, make disclosure. It's not a budget provision. Perhaps the wording was wrong. Because you wouldn't make a budget provision for litigation in progress. All you are required to do, in accordance with that regulation, is to disclose. And in the financial statements, there is a page where contingent liabilities are to be disclosed. So I think in terms of action, what you need to commit is that in your financial statements, not in your budget. I think it was misdirected.
In
your financial statements.
That is how we got lost. Because of the actual recommendation.
Senator Mogeni?
Yes, Senator Mogeni, Senator Nyamera, member of the committee.
See.
I think the governor is right. He's very right. The audit query is on failure to provide supportive documents. That's the audit query. So what we should be advised by the auditor is whether the documents were subsequently provided to justify the nature of the work that was done for the amount claimed, okay? And then, I don't know whether Governor can expound. What I can see as your explanation, which is on column 3, is that you are saying the legal cost of 50 million includes decreto sums. That's what you are telling us.
Yes.
Meaning that this is not money that was just paid to a lawyer. It's money that includes a debt. Decreto sum means you are also paying maybe somebody who was claiming. And I think if this has been ably explained, we don't need to retain it as a matter that is not resolved. Because we also don't want to be seen, Chairman, that there is one profession we have picked called lawyers, who we want to hit left, center, and right. Some of us are also lawyers.
I don't think we have any problem with lawyers. We have just been dealing with HR professionals and accountants in the first 1 hour of our conversation. So there is no cherry picking.
But on this particular one, the
point
I'm making, Chair, is if you look at column 3, on the summary that is before us, the explanation is that the money, the cost of 50 million includes decree or sum. So maybe what we should know is whether the auditor was given supporting documents for us to be convinced that the answer is correct, the explanation is correct.
I think let me give guidance before you jump into the defense of your professional colleagues. When we make recommendations, we make policy recommendations, and we also make recommendations specific to the matter flagged by the Auditor General. When it comes to legal fees, we have noticed that counties are not disclosing contingent liabilities. Did you disclose your contingent liabilities in these financial statements, Governor?
That time, no, this year, but
correct. So that is the reason why the first thing we said, all counties must make an estimate and must disclose the potential liability from litigation in progress. It is not a budget provision. Now, the accountant, the gentleman, are you an accountant, or you are probably an accountant? Or almost an accountant?
He is.
Thank you, Chair.
How do you explain contingent liabilities within this context so that there's no misunderstanding?
No, Chair, you are very right. We are supposed to disclose this like contingent liability in our financial statement. Where we didn't understand is from the recommendation. That's why His Excellency.
No, but if you refer to the regulation, the regulation is much clearer than our recommendation, because the mistake we said is to make a provision in the budget.
Okay.
It should have been to provide disclosure in the financial statements. And I think that's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
That one is very easy for the Auditor General to confirm.
Which we have done in the financial year 20.
It has been done. Chair,
Yeah.
the Senior Counsel Omogeni and yourself, you were both right, because from where we sit, we didn't understand this recommendation. It did not arise logically from what the auditor had observed as an audit issue. But it's very invaluable advice that we need.
Do you now understand the context?
Yeah, it is invaluable advice, and we have put it in our current financial statement.
Correct. No, that's just an issue of disclosure. Now, we go back to the 50.3 million. This question was asked by the Auditor General during the audit. There was an exit meeting where the county had an opportunity to provide an explanation. That explanation, whether provided or not, did not satisfy the Auditor General. They escalated it to the Senate. When we requested for your written responses, you had an opportunity again to explain this. When the committee considered the written responses, we were still not satisfied. And so we said, if the auditor is not satisfied, if the committee is not satisfied with the written responses, then let's mark it to EACC, who have the necessary tools and capacity to advise us whether there was a violation of the law. Actually, on this, it's EACC who should be telling us that you assigned this matter to us, we have investigated, and we agree with the explanation of the county, and therefore, Mr. Chair, drop this matter. This is not our baby. In the absence of EACC in the room, we have an appointment with the EACC on the 10th of September. This would be one of the things that they'll be coming to report to us and tell us, Chairman, this matter you marked to us, it was decretal sum, we have perused the documents, we are satisfied that the county did the right thing. If they do so, we shall drop it. I think that's where we are.
May I say something? And this I also say as a lawyer. When you look at the audit issue, the audit issue's main concern is that what was presented for audit did not break down the kind of services that were paid for. And there was no indication as to either loss or violation of any law. For those who are familiar with advocates' remuneration order, I think what the auditors were asking for is what were the specific services. It had not been tabulated. So to discharge or to take away this obligation is to give an explanation as to the specific services that add up to the 52 million.
Has that been done now, Governor? Has that been done? Because you are responding to the audit and you've had engagement after 30th. Has it been done now? Do we have the tabulation for the fee notes?
This is something that we can avail in the next 5 days, because this information and this request.
Chair, is the governor usurping your powers by giving a ruling of 5 days?
I'm just responding.
I thought you should be the one ruling.
I am making
I
a
thought 3
request.
years
Or
in the
is what,
county
in
would
the
have made you
county
forget
has
that you used to be the chair here.
Let me. I am making a request. Basically, we are not worried about ESCC looking at this matter, but when you want to look at the tabulation, which we are the ones to do, we are able to give a tabulation that explains the services, including decretal amounts, that add up to 50 million. And the auditors can verify if a lawyer was paid 4 million, it was for doing A, B, C, D. If another was paid this, it was for that. These were decretal amounts that add up to. It has not